the visible world that we see is a mix and match of so many forces, which in scripture language we call as trigun. Then trigun, along with the five elements, it functions as a whole, the whole of the system. So five elements, five senses, then three gun, it work together for a being. And then there are kshar and akshar beings, which we call as the spirits and the non-spirits. So the spirits, they are controlled in this reality because they descend, and the non-spirits are created inorganically just to populate and just to keep this reality in its functionality, and to just keep the flavor of the reality with a lot of people around, just to fill the gaps. So non-spirits are kept in this reality, in the earthly body, to fill the gaps. They are the fillers. So now the spirit beings, they are controlled by various ways, from the childhood itself, through the education, the samskar, then that comes from the family, then society, the world at large. So the system of the world that want you to be just a fit in that system, the governments, the authorities, the controllers, the teachers, then the if anyone wants to be free from any of these, then there are spiritual organizations which are like organized. That is why they are called organizations. So that's a controlled system, because that offers a completely organized system to the spirits. But there are invisible forces as well. So what I said is about the visible forces, but there are invisible forces also, which function into three ways. Number one, it functions by attacking directly on the being. If anyone is just evolving, like we have seen in the scriptures, we have known through the various the stories, that the being who is trying to evolve in this reality, they are, or who is into tapa, so they are posed with certain challenges to hammer their tapasya, to stop them to evolve, to stop them to get out of this plane, to disturb their tap, their penance. So that's one, that is directly attacking to the being. So there, those forces attack directly, but that is a test. If the being stops there, or the being continues and evolves and gets out of this earthly matrix, that's one. So directly attacking the being. Now the other way is attack through the near ones. The dark forces, they attack through the near ones who are like weak. So by just changing one expression of any element, let's say there is a change in the body and the whole emotion is changed. Maybe the change in the water element in the nearby being, and the emotions are changed again. So by modifying a little change in the being's chemistry, the forces attack through that being on the being who is evolving, who is a spirit turning to be the soul. So everyone is not soul here, that is for sure. So there are spirits, and then that spirit has to change to soul. That is the real evolution. And the third way is the attack through the dreams. So the dark forces show the evolving spirit such dreams so that they fill them with negativity. They show them how they are evolving, how they can take another path, how they can just get away from the path, how they can move away from what exactly they are doing right now, and that distracts them completely from the path, and that shows them something which is related to their own mental construct, and that is how the dark forces work. And then third is through all the dreams, but yes, at the same time they work through the system, like in the visible world. So invisibly they work through by attacking the beings directly on their energy field, number one. Number two, they attack through the near ones. Third is through the dreams. So these are the three main ways how the dark forces work and they attack the being, and then they take their energy and then stop them from evolving. Now there are some esoteric ways also where the beings are attacked personally, means directly on the body, and that is like when being is involved in certain kriyas, certain highly advanced kriyas they are involved in, and when they release the energy, that energy is completely sucked by those spirits who are just around, those dark spirits. So those dark spirits dwell upon such beings and then they take their energy. And that is how the dark forces, they are all the time active in this reality to stop the beings from getting out of this matrix, earthly matrix. So that freedom they don't want, because this reality functions around spirits. There are no spirits, this reality will lose its vitality. It will have no flavor, no essence. So the whole essence of this reality is around the spirits. So the non-spirits, the dark forces, they don't want the spirits to become soul and get out of this plane. And that's the minimum criteria to get freedom from this earthly jail. But the dark forces, they are all the time attacking directly through nearby beings by making them completely opposite. And that is also shown in the entertainment world also many times. And a being is evolving and the nearby beings, they are turned opposite to them and they become their opponents. That's the game. That is what this earthly adventurous game is all about. But one should know those beings who are evolving, whose goal is clear, that they want to get out of this plane. They must be focused, they must continue to discipline, and they must know that these dark forces can make them inimical by putting them into the deadly trio, which is fear, guilt, and shame. And this deadly trio should not be subscribed under any circumstance. That's the easiest way to save oneself from the attack of the dark spirit.